Do you guys know how to smash? No, I'm not. Now, before you get the wrong idea, no, I'm not talking about that Smash. I'm talking about the game, Super Smash Bros. Super Smash Bros. Is a fighting game starring many iconic video game characters like Mario, Link, Kirby, Pikachu, and 71 other video game characters across many different games. I am incredible in talking about this topic because I've played this game for many hours and I've also researched some of the core mechanics and techniques that you can do in the game. Now, any one of us might have heard or seen gameplay of the game at one point in our lives. And knowing how the game works will be helpful whenever you guys want to try out the game. Today, I will first talk about what the game is and its rules. Then, I'll talk about how to play the game using a Pro Controller. And lastly, I will talk about some of the techniques that you can do in the game. So, what is Super Smash Bros. And what is its rules? Super Smash Bros. Is a fighting game where instead of depleting your opponent's health bar, you launch them off the stage and preventing them from coming back. So instead of depleting your opponent's health bar to get a KO, according to Eurogamer.net, you'll need to increase your opponent's damage percentage, and as the number goes up, the further your opponent gets launched off, making it easier for you to get a KO. Next, I'll talk about the rules. So with Smash Brothers, there are many customizable rules that you could implement. But the most common rule that most people usually play is stock, where you get 3 lives to beat your opponent. Now, I'm going to talk about how to play the game using a Pro Controller. First, I'm going to talk about the movements that you can do in the game. So to move with your character in the game, you have to use your left analog stick. To move left, you would press left. To move right, you have to press right on your analog stick. And if you want to jump, you have to press up. You can also jump by pressing the X button and the Y button. Next, I'm going to talk about the attacks, the attacking buttons. So for each character, they have around 12 different types of moves that they can do in the game. The first set of moves is called tilts. To do a tilt, you'll have to press and hold the left analog stick while pressing the A button. So left A, right A, up A, and down A. The next set of moves that you can do is called specials. With specials, it is essentially the same thing as tilts, but instead of pressing A, you would press B. So left B, right B, up B, and down B. The last set of moves is called smash attacks. And those are essentially your heavy hitting attacks. So to do a smash attack, you have to use the right analog stick by pressing left, right, up, or down. 4 different moves. Next, I'm going to talk about the shield buttons and the grab buttons. So the shield and grab buttons are on the back side of your controller, and the shield buttons are the first row of buttons, and your grab buttons are on the second row of buttons. So the right trigger and the left trigger for shield, and RZ and LZ for your grabs. That is all for the controller. And now I'm going to talk about some of the key techniques that you can do in the game. The first key technique is called directional air dodge. According to C-Star League, you have to input a direction on the left analog stick while pressing the shield button in mid-air. That's how you do a directional air dodge. The second technique is called rage. While rage is more of a mechanic, according to C-Star League, the higher your percentage, the more knockback you can deal to your opponent. So for example, if you have 150%, you'll be able to launch your opponents much further than usual when you get 0%. And the last technique I'll talk about is called tagging. According to Metabomb, tagging allows the player to avoid bouncing off of surfaces after being hit. And you can tag by pressing the shield button before you impact the surface on any part of the stage. It is very useful in the game. To sum up, I discussed how the game works and its rules. I also explained what each button does on the Pro Controller, and lastly, I talked about some of the techniques that you can do in the game. Now that you have knowledge of the game, the next time you go to a friend's house and they have the game, you can join in the fun with them. Now before I go, let's see if you guys remember. What are the 3 techniques that I talked about, and which one do you think is the most important? Thank you, and have a good day.